Have you recently tried to apply for a grant, but when you got to the grant application and read the description, it said that you needed an LOI before you can actually submit the grant application, but you had no idea what an LOI is? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what is an LOI, why is it needed, what's required on the LOI, and how to create a powerful LOI that gets you past the first step into the actual full grant proposal. Let's dive. What's going on, guys? My name is Timothy Wright, the founder and CEO of the Nonprofit Launcher. We're back again with another video. And in this video, we want to talk LOIs. Now, what does an LOI stand for? An LOI stands for letter of intent, also known as letter of inquiry. It just depends on who you're using as a funder. And very simply, this is going to be a preliminary proposal that is required before the grant application. This is key. This is required before the grant application to determine if you are approved to apply for the grant or not. Now, in my opinion, I think when you apply for a grant that has letter of intent, that is a great thing for you. Reason being is because number one, it gives you an opportunity to stand out. But then number two, it gives you an opportunity to not waste your time on applying for a grant that may take you an hour or 2 hours to complete, and you don't even align with the organization's mission. I prefer them to have an LOI, and these LOIs must be submitted between 30 to 60 days, sometimes 90 days before the actual grant application deadline. And then if they approve your nonprofit to then go forward and fill out the full application, this is just like, okay, you get a job and you have that first interview and then you do a good job and then you come back for the second interview. That's very simply what the LOI is before the grant application. It's the first interview for them to see if, okay, I like this guy. Let's hear more about him. Or I like her. Let's hear more about him. This is what the letter of intent is all about. Now, when is a letter of intent required? Now, in most cases, like I mentioned before, this is going to be required for larger, more competitive grants, especially those for federal, state, and private foundations. In most instances, when you're submitting a grant application that is more than $10,000 in funding, they're requiring an LOI. Now, how do we make an LOI valuable and effective? Well, we want to stick to a proven structure. So I really want you to write this down. A winning LOI includes an opening paragraph, which is a brief intro of the organization, its mission, as well as the purpose for writing. The need, define the problem or opportunity you're looking to address. The need, define the problem or opportunity that you're looking to address. The solution, a brief description of your program, your project, as well as how it solved an issue. So if you've been watching any of my content before, you know I have a formula called PSP. Problem, solution, promotion. If you're listening to what I'm telling you right now, the LOI consists of uncovering the problem, solution, promotion, where we identify our problem in the marketplace. We come up with a target audience so we know who we're looking to help, and then obviously the problem of the who, and then our solution is our products, programs, and services, where we uncover how to actually solve this problem, and then the P is the promotion. How are we going to get people to see and hear about our solution? Next, we have the outcome and impact. What will change as a result, including measurable goals? I'm going to give you some examples here in just a second. Organizational strengths. Why are you qualified to do this work? So this is an opportunity for you to brag about yourself, if you will. Tell a brief story. 9 times out of 10 founders, they have a personal connection to the reason why they started their nonprofit. So in most cases, you may have been in this space before. Like if you're focusing on mental health or you're focusing on helping people transition out of prison, you might already work in that space, right? You might already work in nutrition. You may already work in mental health. Or you started a nonprofit because someone passed away and your nonprofit is based on the reason why they passed. Again, most times we start an organization based on a personal connection. So you want to make sure that's in your letter of intent. Funding requests. This is where the rubber meets the road for most people. How much funding are you looking to obtain? Don't just put a number, 25,000, 50,000. Why? You want to make sure that you are clear on this. And then in closing, you just want to make sure that you appreciate them and then invite them to follow up. You want to make sure that you invite them to follow up. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a second. So another way for you to have a winning LOI before we dive into the examples is you want to be funder focused. You want to be funder focus. One of my online mentors, Myron Golden, he says that the biggest reason people struggle with making money is because they're only looking to solve their problem, but not the people's problem they're looking to serve. So a lot of times people start businesses only with the intent to solve their personal problems, which in most cases is to get money. I know that a lot of times you guys start nonprofits because you only want to get grants and you got a rude awakening ahead of you. But nonetheless, let's say if that's not you and you're someone who's actually trying to make a difference, you want to make sure that you're funder focused, meaning that you match your priorities, your language, and your values with theirs. Read that to you again. You want to make sure you match their priorities, their language, and their values. So think about this. If we were going to match our priorities, our language, and our values with the funder. What is one thing that we would need to do before even filling out the LOI? We need to discover more information about the funder, right? We need to discover more information about the funder. So we got to do some digging and uncover, oh, okay, I see they're focused on this. They're focused on that. They want to do this. Let me make sure I incorporate that in my letter of intent, because it is true. We focus on this as well, but I want to make sure that I can communicate it in a way where they understand how similar we are, to see that we align. Again, understand, match their priorities, their language, and their values. Then you want to also make sure that you are specific, not generic. Can you write that down? Be specific, not generic. The worst thing that you could ever say is, we want to help people. Yeah, I'm starting this nonprofit because we want to make a difference in people's lives. How? That's not good enough. You want to be specific. So instead of being generic, you want to say something like, we provide trauma-informed mental health counseling for over 200 youth annually in the South Side of Chicago, in an area with a 30% youth PTSD rate. This is something that is more specific than just saying we help people. Does that make sense? So for you as an organization, what are you doing specifically? If you just want to make a difference, that's not good enough. Don't apply yet. Come up with an actual reason and then do some data digging. If you need to, download our community needs assessment form, and this will help you uncover all the data that you need to actually do this properly. And then you want to make sure that you keep it tight. This is something that I think we struggle with as well, not being able to completely clarify what our organization is doing within a few words. So with your LOI, know that this is going to be the forms you submit before the grant application, right? So you're not even going to get a chance to specify all of these things about your organization if you don't get past this. So we have to be very clear, as I said earlier in the video, on how to communicate what our organization is doing. I have a challenge for you right now. I want to encourage you to pause this video, and if you don't have anyone at your house right now, or if you're not around anyone right now, I just want you to go to your cell phone, go to your voice memo, and you have 60 seconds. 60 seconds. And I want you to ask yourself, like role play with yourself and say, what do you do? And then you have 60 seconds to answer the question. I want to encourage you to record yourself 3, 4, 5, 6 times. See how good it sounds or how not good it sounds. Now, what I want you to do is take yourself out of the picture and listen to it, not with a biased ear. You have to be truthful. Listen to it and say, if someone was talking to me about their organization and this was the person, would I be intrigued? Would I be interested? Would I want to support? If the answer is no, it's completely fine. Delete it, do it again. Now, once you have this, number one, this is going to really help you out a lot, because you're going to need to convey what your organization is doing multiple times over the course of your career. So this is just helping you now. But once you're able to clearly come up with the message, then you'll be able to put it on paper as well. What I'm going to encourage you to do is, if you put it in a message, you can upload that to Microsoft Word and have it turn into an actual Word form, and then take that same Word form and then put it in ChatGPT, and then tell ChatGPT to help you come up with an LOI based on the information that you provided. Boom, you in the game. And it's gonna pop you out an answer within seconds. But don't just say, okay, perfect, I have an LOI, let me submit this. You wanna make sure that you read it, you proofread it, and make sure that it makes sense. I'm gonna encourage you to read this from a funder standpoint. Position yourself in your brain and say, okay, I'm a funder, I have millions of dollars, and I'm looking to give out $10,000 to $50,000. Is this someone that I would give my money to? If the answer is no, it's fine. Do it again. This practice I just shared with you is not just information. It's an opportunity for you to incorporate implementation. And in this time that we're living in, information is so available, but wisdom is not. And the only reason why isn't is because people struggle with implementation. So I say all that to say that really try this practice, because you actually are going to need this. This isn't something that you may need at some point. You are for sure going to need to communicate the value of your organization. There's no better chance to start learning than right now. So remember, an LOI is not created just for formality. It's not something that you just do just as a little requirement to get to the next step. This is actually a pre-date before the actual date. This is a pre-grant proposal before the actual grant proposal. So you definitely don't want to be generic about it. You definitely don't want to be bland about it. You want to make sure that you dedicate some time and some effort into your LOI, but then save it as well, because a lot of the times you'll be able to submit this exact same LOI to different organizations. You just need to change the reason. as far as the alignment with the specific grant funders. So what it is that we created is a digital product called our Grant Proposal Packet 2.0, where everything that I just mentioned in this video is also in this grant proposal packet with a full grant proposal letter, how to use an executive summary, how to create an executive summary, where you want to put your LOI, and also winning examples of LOIs that have helped us and helped other organizations get to that next point and being able to actually apply for grants. If you click the link in my description, you'll be able to see our Grant Proposal Packet 2.0. There's a description on the link with everything that comes with this packet. I'm highly encouraging you to grab it. I really think it'll be beneficial for you, especially if you're just starting off on your nonprofit journey. But more importantly, just so you can ensure that it's done the right way. So as we wrap up here, just remember that an LOI stands for a letter of intent, also known as a letter of inquiry, just depending on the funder that you're working with. An LOI should be 1 to 2 pages long. In most cases, you'll need to submit your LOI 30 to 90 days before the actual application deadline. And the LOI, again, is a preliminary proposal before you get to the actual grant proposal. So I hope this video has been valuable for you guys. Click the link in the description if you're looking for that actual resource. Continue to grow, continue to increase your know. My encouragement to you though is spend more time with implementation than you do with information. Ask yourself, how many YouTube videos have you watched from myself, from other individuals? How many TikToks have you seen? You know enough. You know enough to get started. You know enough to take the next step. You know enough to take the next step. I want to encourage you not to try to have everything, all the information memorized before you get started. Hey, get started now. You know, when you're driving a car at nighttime, your beams, you can't see at the end of the road, but you can see just enough to keep going. You with me? I know for a fact you have the information that you need, which is just enough for you to take the next step. I want to encourage you to do that. Stop overthinking. Take a leap of faith. If you mess up, so what? You messed up before in your life, right? You have another chance to get it right. Look, I believe in you. I respect you. I admire you for being on this journey. I want to continue to support you and provide informative and engaging content. I'm signing off. We'll see you again soon. Peace.